Country music has always been about knowing when to hold on and when to walk away. In a genre built on legacy, even the biggest names eventually face the moment when the spotlight starts to dim. From arena headliners to once unstoppable hitmakers, some country acts just are not hitting the same way anymore. These are 10 fading country bands and groups that fans are quietly wondering if it might be time to ride off into the sunset. Number 10. Florida Georgia Line.
Mixtapes got a little Hank, little Drake, a little something bumping, thumping on the wheel.
There was a time when Florida Georgia Line absolutely owned country radio. Formed in 2010, the duo exploded with Cruise Beat, which became one of the biggest country crossover hits of the modern era.
Yeah, baby, this is how we rollin' into town.
Their bro-country sound dominated the mid-2010s and filled arenas coast to coast. But the momentum that once felt unstoppable has cooled dramatically. In recent years, the pair publicly stepped back to focus on solo work, and their cultural grip has clearly loosened. Streaming numbers remain respectable, but the buzz that once surrounded every release has faded. For many longtime country fans, Florida Georgia Line already feels like a chapter that has quietly closed. The question now is not whether they were huge, it is whether the story has already reached its natural ending. Number 9. The Band pairing.
If I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down.
Few family groups burst onto the scene as powerfully as the band Perry did in the early 2010s. Their 2010 breakout, If I Die Young, became a massive crossover success, earning multi-platinum status and heavy radio rotation. For a moment, they looked like the future of modern country.
Just enough time, and I'll be wearing.
But after their early peak, the group struggled to maintain momentum. They experimented with pop and electronic sounds, which confused parts of their country audience and diluted their core identity. Releases became more sporadic, and chart impact steadily declined. Today, their once red-hot presence in the genre feels distant.
Penny for my thoughts, oh no, I'll sell them for $1.
While their early hits remain beloved, the band Perry's country chapter appears to have lost its footing, leaving many fans wondering if their biggest musical moments are already behind them. Number 8. Little Big Town.
I got a girl crush. Hey.
Little Big Town has earned enormous respect over the years. Formed in the late 1990s, the quartet built a reputation on lush harmonies and emotional storytelling, with hits like Pontoon and Girl Crush becoming modern country staples.
I want her magic touch. Yeah,
However, even respected veterans eventually feel the shifting tides of the genre. In recent years, their radio dominance has softened, and newer acts have crowded the space they once commanded. While their live performances remain polished and professional, the cultural urgency around their releases has noticeably cooled. For longtime fans, the group still delivers quality.
I wanna taste her lips.
But in the fast-moving world of country radio, Little Big Town now feels more like legacy performers than chart drivers, and that often signals the beginning of the long sunset phase for even the most talented groups. Number 7. Zac Brown Band.
You know, well, I'm a chicken fried and cold beer on a
The Zac Brown Band once represented the gold standard of modern country musicianship. Breaking through in 2008 with Chicken Fried, the band blended country, southern rock, and jam band energy into a sound that dominated the late 2000s and early 2010s. But over time, the group's commercial impact has become less consistent.
It's funny how it's the little things in life.
Genre experimentation, including pop-leaning releases, divided portions of their core audience. While they still tour successfully, their newer material has not generated the same widespread excitement that once defined their peak era. There is no denying the band's musical talent or past success. Yet in today's country landscape,
The ones that give their lives so we don't have to sacrifice.
the Zac Brown Band feels more like a respected legacy act than a driving force, and that shift is often the first sign that the road ahead may be shorter than the road behind. Number 6. Rascal Flats.
I can take the rain on the roof of this empty house.
For nearly 2 decades, Rascal Flats was a country powerhouse. Formed in 1999, the trio stacked up hit after hit, from Bless the Broken Road to Life is a Highway. Their polished sound dominated country radio throughout the 2000s, but time has clearly caught up with the group.
It's hard to deal with the pain of losing you everywhere I go.
The band announced their farewell tour plans in 2019, and although circumstances delayed parts of that goodbye, the writing has been on the wall. Their chart presence had already begun to fade before the retirement announcement surfaced. Even so, their legacy remains enormous. Rascal Flats helped define an entire era of country pop crossover success, but when a band has already started its farewell chapter, many fans quietly agree that the final curtain call may already be long overdue. If these country memories are hitting you right in the feels, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. We drop new country countdowns every week, keeping the golden years of country music alive for fans just like you. Number 5. Lady A. Lady, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, once stood at the very center of country's mainstream spotlight. Their 2009 smash, Need You Now, became a cultural phenomenon, winning Grammys and crossing firmly into pop territory.
And I wonder if I ever cross.
But the years since have brought a noticeable cooling period. Lineup changes in the genre, evolving radio tastes, and controversy surrounding their name change created headwinds the trio never fully overcame. Recent singles have struggled to capture the same widespread attention. The group still tours and maintains a loyal fan base.
And I don't know how I can do.
Yet compared to their once dominant chart presence, Lady A now feels more like a legacy act revisiting past glory than a group shaping the future of country music. Number 4. Eli Young Band.
Way back on the radio dial.
The Eli Young Band built their reputation the old-fashioned way. Formed in Texas in the early 2000s, they climbed steadily until their 2011 hit, Crazy Girl, became a major country radio success, but sustaining that momentum proved difficult.
Downtown is where I used to wander.
Follow-up releases saw diminishing chart impact, and the band gradually slipped from the front lines of the genre. While they continued to tour and record, their presence on mainstream country playlists has become far less frequent. For many casual listeners, the band's peak era feels firmly tied to the early 2010s.
Some dreams stay with you forever, drag you.
They remain respected musicians, but the gap between past success and current visibility suggests that their most influential days in country's spotlight may already be behind them. Number 3. Sugarland.
I've been sitting here staring at the clock on the wall.
Sugarland's story has always been one of dramatic highs and long, quiet stretches. Jennifer Nettles and Christian Bush first rose to major fame in the mid-2000s with hits like Stay and All I Wanna Do. becoming one of the era's most recognizable duos.
Why don't you stay? I'm down on my...
However, extended hiatuses and shifting industry momentum have made sustained relevance difficult. Even after their reunion, the group struggled to recreate the chart dominance that once defined their peak years. Their legacy in country music remains secure, but in today's crowded landscape,
When she calls you to go, there is one thing...
Sugarland's releases no longer generate the same level of anticipation, leaving many longtime observers wondering whether the duo's most impactful chapter has already been written. Number 2. Big and Rich. Big and Rich were never subtle, and that was exactly the point. Bursting onto the scene in the mid-2000s with Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy, the duo brought a bold, party-driven energy that shook up the country establishment.
'Cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into...
But the very style that made them stars also proved difficult to sustain. As country radio evolved, their brand of high-octane country rock lost some of its mainstream footing. Releases became less frequent, and their chart dominance steadily faded. They still deliver a fun live show and maintain name recognition.
Well, I'm a thoroughbred, that's what she said in the back of my truck bed as I was...
Yet compared to their once disruptive presence, Big and Rich now feel more like a nostalgic throwback than a forward-moving force in the genre. Number 1. Alabama.
Whisper to me softly.
Few names in country music carry the historic weight of Alabama. Formed in the early 1970s, the band dominated the 1980s with an unbelievable run of #1 hits and helped reshape the sound of modern country. But even legends eventually face the reality of time.
Lying here beside you.
While Alabama continues to tour selectively, their role today is firmly rooted in legacy celebration rather than new musical impact. Their influence is unquestioned, but their era as an active driving force in country music has long since passed. And yet, their songs still echo across generations. From small-town dance halls to classic country radio, Alabama's catalog remains timeless.
Your body feels so gentle.
If retirement does come fully into focus, it will not erase their legacy. It will simply close one of the most remarkable chapters country music has ever seen. If you have enjoyed this trip through country history, do not forget to like and subscribe for more country countdowns every week. And there you have it. 10 country acts whose brightest days may be slowly fading into the rearview mirror. From arena giants to harmony-driven hitmakers, each of these groups helped shape the sound of their era, even if the spotlight is not quite as bright today. Thank you for spending a few minutes down memory lane with us. And do not miss our next countdown. Top 10 catchy country songs that make us sing along, 1970s only, where we dive into the country legends who are still dominating against all odds. Until next time, keep the radio warm and the memories even warmer.